Hey everyone, it's Gallery again. This time I'm going to explain why removing cruise control sucks and why they should have kept it. Now I know there are some people, Fry, who say that cruise mode works exactly the same, but they're wrong. Objectively wrong. Okay, here you can see me in 3.22 using my cruise control and speed limiter. I first turn on cruise control and you can see a red indicator move to where the box is, and the box of course indicates where my speed limiter is set. I then disable my speed limiter and the indicator for cruise control moves up to the top of my velocity indicator, showing that I'm now going to go at full speed. I then tap one key to turn my speed limiter back on, and the little indicator moves back down to where the speed limiter indicator is, and then you can see that my speed immediately reduces to where I had it set. You can see me here in 3.23 in cruise mode trying to enable or disable my speed limiter. Now you can actually see that the red cruise control marker appears, but nothing happens. Now 3.22 also had a feature that allowed you to simply touch your throttle, and doing that would disable your speed limiter so you would gain manual control of your ship again. At first I didn't like this, but I realized, this was a big improvement, but now we've had that removed, so touching your throttle when you are using trim mode doesn't do anything whatsoever. Your speed goes right back to where you had set it once you turned on your throttle trim. So other players will recommend that instead of using the cruise mode, if we don't like it, we can just use throttle trim. You can trim your throttle to 0%, 50%, or 100% of your maximum speed, whatever your speed limiter is set to. However, doing so requires you to bind two different keys. There's no toggle option available now. So you either have to use two buttons or you have to use a short press and a long press to achieve the function that the cruise control toggle did in the past. I'd also like to address an issue with the speed limiter. Here I have my speed limiter set to half SCM speed, and I enter warp. When I exit warp, my speed limiter is moved to the top of my velocity indicator. Again, this part's an opinion, but I personally like my speed limiter to stay where I put it until I decide to move it. Also, you may notice that when I activate the throttle trim, there's no indicator that appears that tells you that your throttle trim is on. So it's very easy for somebody to make the mistake and forget that they have throttle trim turned on and end up smashing into an object, planet, or person. Now don't get me wrong, cruise mode is good. It's a good addition to the game. There's some neat things you can do with it. For people that have an actual throttle, they can just move it forward to where they want to set it. Or people on mouse and keyboard can just hold down S or W until the speed registers the speed that they plan on moving at. In conclusion, it is my objective opinion that we should be able to toggle our throttle trim, we should have an indicator to tell us that our throttle trim is active, and we should have an option to toggle whether throttle input disrupts throttle trim.
I'm at Cruella 1.
Cruella 1? They got those size 2 missiles out there?
Are you talking about Rattlers?
They got Rattlers out there?
I don't know, maybe. Can that thing even have Rattlers on it? I thought it only comes with the size, like the 5 size 5s or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's got 4 322 racks.
What happened, Gary?
Apparently I need to get good.